welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these really cute, rustic-looking gingerbread men hand soaps. They are a perfect hostess gift. They also look great in a little decorative dish in your bathroom for the holidays, and they'd also be a nice little stocking stuffer for a coworker. So stay tuned, and I will show you how to make them. Alrighty, let's get started making our gingerbread man soap. First, the most important thing, of course, that you're going to need for this is melt and pour soap base. They call it melt and pour soap because that's basically all you have to do to make things with this product. You melt it and you pour it into a mold. Now, to make soap, you need lye, water, oils, and to let the soap cure for weeks before you use it. So technically, when using melt and pour soap base, you are not making soap. You are simply reforming soap that has already been made. So, you're going to need your soap base. It comes in clear and white. You can find this at stores such as Hobby Lobby or Michael's, Walmart, and such stores do not carry this. You can also order it online, and I'll put a link to one of my favorite brands in the description box down below, so please be sure and check that out. You're also going to need some rubbing alcohol and a little bottle to spray it with, okay? You need a nozzle or a spray bottle that will give you a fine mist, not a stream, okay? A fine mist. I just so happened to have this nozzle that came off of another plastic bottle, and it fit right on top of my rubbing alcohol bottle. So I'm going to use that. You need a fork to stir your soap with. You need something to melt your soap in. I always use Pyrex measuring cups. You need a knife to cut your soap. You need something to scent the soap with. You can use cinnamon or ground allspice. I have some pumpkin pie spice. I have nutmeg. You can use anything that you like. But a note on the cinnamon. Cinnamon is a skin irritant, so if you use cinnamon in your soap, please do not use it on your face, and don't use a whole lot of it, okay? Because for some people, the cinnamon can turn their skin red and make it burn. You also need a mold. This is from Wilton, and it's called Gingerbread Boy. It's stamped right there in Gingerbread Boy. I got this at Hobby Lobby a few years ago. They do still carry it. I did see it in Michael's, and you can order it online. I'll put a link to the mold down below as well. So the first few steps that you need to take is to chop up your soap base. And when I say to chop it up, I mean in little cubes. Look, I got tinsel on it. You need to chop up your soap into little cubes like this. That helps it to melt more evenly, okay? If you just chop it up, into big hunks and throw it in there, it's not going to melt very evenly. You're going to have to heat it for a lot longer than you should, and you run the risk of burning it. And let me tell you, once you burn or scorch melt and pour soap, you're not going to get that smell out of your house for a long time. It is terrible. So chop it up into, again, tinsel everywhere. I've been doing so many crafts today. I've got tinsel and glitter all over my hands, and I was getting all over everything. Oh well. There we go. So you want to take your soap that you've chopped up and put it in the microwave and melt it down. Now, you want to do this in intervals of 10 to 15 seconds. Take it out, give it a good stir with your fork, put it back in for another 15 seconds, stir it, put it back in, until it is just melted. Don't let your soap come to a boil. Don't let it simmer or bubble. Heat it just until it's melted. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, melt your soap, come back, and I'll show you what to do next. Alrighty, my soap base is melted, okay, and I'm stirring it with my fork here, and now I think I'm just going to put in some pumpkin pie spice. So there's really no magic formula here. Just shake some in and stir it up really well with your fork. I would say to use a spoon, but if you use a fork, you see like the little clumps that are forming there? If you use a fork, all those little clumps will come out, okay? I'll put a little bit more. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so mix this all up. And you don't want to pour your soap into your mold if it's really, really hot. Okay, actually the ideal temperature of pouring melt and pour soap is right around 120 degrees. I mean, that's what I've always poured it at, and I've been using melt and pour, oh my gosh, for many, many years. So I can kind of touch mine and tell, when it's proper pouring temperature. You don't have to be really scientific about it. You just don't want to pour it in there if your soap's boiling hot, I got soap all over my hands. So just mix, mix, mix. Let the soap cool down a little bit. And then pour it into your mold. Like I said, I've been making soap for many, many years. I've used melt and pour. You know, I've made soap with lye. My grandma was born and raised up in Unaka, up near Robbinsville. She she made hog fat soap. You know, growing up when she was younger, she made hog fat soap, and she taught me how to do that. Fun stuff to make, and it cleans everything. You know, it's not like this melt and pour stuff. That was a real soap, you know. I made it with wood ash and all sorts of things. So, but yeah, I've been getting a lot of requests on soap making. So I thought, you know, that would open up a whole new section of my slowly growing channel here, you know, to teach y'all how to make soap, you know, real soap, and how to use melt and pour. So, you know, just keep an eye out for some of those videos, because I'll definitely make some. You know, I'm just happy that people are interested, you know, in all of the hundreds of things that I do. So I will start making those videos. Okay, now that we have all of the soap poured into our mold, can you see like all the little bubbles on the back that come from our stirring? What the alcohol does is it will take care of those bubbles. So you want to make sure, like I said earlier, that your nozzle has like a fine mist setting, and just give it a light spray. And see? All of the bubbles have pretty much disappeared. So that's the only thing with melt and pour soap. You know, once you stir it, get in your scents and your colors and everything, you can have a problem with bubbles. But just lightly spray it with rubbing alcohol and the bubbles just go right away. And that's basically all that you need to do to make your gingerbread men soap. Just let it sit. For this size mold, if your soap was not really incredibly hot when you poured it, these should be ready in about an hour. Okay, you want them to be good and hardened before you pop them out of the mold. If not, and they're still warm in the center, you're going to have indents in them where you tried to pop them out. Some people put their soap in the freezer or the refrigerator to try to hurry it up and cool it down so it will harden. Please do not do that, okay? One of the first things that I learned many years ago when using melt and pour soap for the first time is I put mine in the freezer to try to hurry it up. And then once you take it out of the freezer into the warmth of your home, your soap will start to condensate, and it'll get like all these little, you know, moisture droplets all over it, and it totally ruins your soap. Please don't do that. Just let it sit at room temperature. Like I said, these are usually done in about an hour, so it doesn't take long. So let's just let our little guys sit up here, and then we'll pop them out, see what they look like, and I'll show you how I package mine. Alrighty, I think these have hardened up. You can kind of feel the bottom of the mold and make sure they're not still warm, but it's been about an hour and 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and try to, oh, yep, there we go. Oh, see our little gingerbread guy? Hi. These are so cute, and they just pop out like so easily out of this mold. I love silicone molds to make soap with. Okay, let's keep popping this out. I have a piece of parchment paper down on my workspace here, and I always put down parchment paper when I make soap. I don't know why. Just so that I won't get everywhere, I guess. Okay, and there we are. I love how they look. I love the sprinkle look. I don't know, it just looks really rustic to me. I like that. Okay, now how I package mine, and you can package yours any way you like. I mean, this is just how I do mine. I have this really cute little box with the gingerbread man on it, and it's all the way around the edges. It's really glittery and pretty. I picked these up at Dollar Tree last year. See, Greenbrier International, Dollar Tree. I just open these up, and I also got, whoops, it's spilling, some of this decorative shred. It's red and silver, really festive. And I will tell you a secret of mine. When I am giving a gift like this that I'm going to be using the shred in, because the shred costs a little bit more money than tissue paper, I like to use a piece of tissue paper and ball it up like this and put it down in your container and see one little sheet of tissue paper basically just filled up half of this container. And then I take the shred and put down in it. See, and then you don't have to use nearly as much as you would if you were filling up the whole thing. Put that down in there like this. There we go. And then just put your little soaps down in it, however you want. Now you can use treat bags. I do have some treat bags around here somewhere that I got from the Dollar Tree that also has little gingerbread men stamped all over it, but I really liked this container because I already had the gingerbread man on it. So, and there you go. It's really, really cute. A fast, simple, easy gift that you can make for a coworker. You can use it as a hostess gift. Really, really cute. And put the lid on it and you are good to go. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Please check me out on Facebook and my website. The links to both of those are in the description box down below. I will be having a lot more melt and pour soap tutorials, so please come back. Keep your eyes peeled for those, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.